Welcome, everyone. This is Dee, and today I'm teaching a gentle wind down yoga class this afternoon. And I've got a blanket with a block. I'll set my sits bones right to the right and to the left side of that block. I also have a strap and a tennis ball. We'll be using these materials. You can substitute with books. The blocks can be stacks of books. The strap could be a robe belt or a tie. The ball could be some other kind of ball, or you could pick one up next time you're at the store. They're really nice to use for myofascial release, so that's what we'll be doing. So this class is intending to slow you down. It's a gentle practice. And actually, let's go ahead and put our legs in whatever comfortable position we would like to place them in. Knees can be bent, legs can be straight, feet can be wide or together. Relax your feet. Let your heels press into the floor or the sides of your feet, whatever's touching your mat or the ground. And begin to take a few breaths, maybe close down your eyes. This helps quiet your mind. You don't have the input of whatever your eyes are gazing at. If closing your eyes isn't comfortable for you, lower your gaze, kind of soften it, make it blurry, just kind of disconnect from worrying about what you're seeing. And let's draw our attention inside. It's through this connection with our body connected to our mind here that we can wind down. Because if one or the other is restless, then we're going to not get as good of rest or sleep as we need. So any of these practices at the beginning or end of our yoga in what we call savasana is the ability to wind the body down and get the nervous system to reset. And there's lots of different tricks that we can engage. So let's talk about one of them now. I'd like us to do the pranayama of the extended exhale. So we're going to keep our attention on our breath here. We're going to inhale, maybe count. As we breathe in, see what we come to. And as we exhale, let's hold the breath, not hold the breath, but hold the release of the breath for 1 to 2 counts longer than our inhales. So each complete breath has an inhale amount and then a 1 to 2 or more count more emptying out breath. So when you're ready, go ahead and begin. Taking 5 to 10 of these breaths. And let's begin a visualization as we do this as well. As you inhale, imagine energy coming from your navel to your throat, maybe to your heart if that's easier for you. Each exhale, imagine the energy releasing from your throat or heart to your navel again. And keep breathing. Just a couple more. Good. Let's now set that breath aside. Let's begin some pelvic tilts. So we're going to round the spine, lift the tailbone, maybe lift the chin slightly. We can start to dip the chin, maybe round the shoulders a little more here the second time, pulling the elbows back, releasing the chest forward as we lift our chin. So we'll cat-cow here from this seated position. Let's bring our spines to neutral and let's bring each foot up onto the mat. So you can stay on your block or you can take the block off and be on your blanket or towel only. Let's start to windshield wiper the knees here from left to right. And then we'll come back to center. Let's release the legs forward, coming into staff pose, pressing through each heel. Release your arms by your side, and let's take 3 sun breaths, inhaling the arms up. And exhale, releases the arms by your side. Good. Inhaling the arms up. And then exhaling, arms by the side. One more sun breath, inhaling the arms up. Exhaling to release the arms. And now we'll come into a forward fold, inhaling the arms up. Exhaling, bending forward from the chest, releasing the hands, keeping the back flat. Extend your legs as much as you can, press through those heels, and extend the upper part of your body. Wherever you are in space, however far forward, you can press against the parts of you that are touching the floor and find that rebound energy coming up through the spine and the crown of the head. Good. Let's start to round our spine here. Tuck your chin towards your chest. Make your upper body heavy. As you release and relax, maybe drawing the hands forward. Some people like to hold on to their feet or toes or shins, knees, wherever it's comfortable for you. As you make yoga your own practice. Inhale when you're ready by lifting the chin first, then engaging the core and lifting the chest up away from the legs. And let's come into seated butterfly, perhaps into bound angle pose by holding on to the legs somewhere. And let's sit up nice and tall, releasing the legs to the sides. Take a few breaths, lifting the spine without lifting the shoulders, keeping the elbows released towards the legs. Sometimes it's just little nuances of the way you think about things. All right, we can stay here or we can move our legs into whatever position we'd like. Let's grab our straps and we're going to use them to loosen our shoulders. So let's walk the arms out wide. Make sure we're seated still on our block perhaps or on a folded up towel or blanket. And we're going to stretch our arms out wide. Let's keep them shoulder height here. And then let's lift our arms up over our head. Maybe walk our hands in towards the center of the strap a little bit. We're going to lift our arms straight up and down. Let's find extension here. Maybe just hold the strap between your thumb and palm. Lifting your fingers towards the sky. And then grabbing onto the strap. Arms in whatever comfortable position you'd like them in. Let's start some lateral stretching. So it is good to have your arms out wider than your shoulders here. And imagine that someone's tugging on one side of your strap. So first take a big inhale. And as you exhale, lean over. Imagine someone's pulling that arm down. So the upper arm reaches up and over. As soon as you feel your shoulder coming forward and becoming out of alignment with the lower shoulder, you need to stop and reverse and go back to where both shoulders are even. We can stay here for a few breaths, maybe even release to the floor. We're lifting up through the top hand, stretching that arm. So we're doing more than just a side stretch. When you're ready, engage your core. Inhale and lift that arm, or you can reach both hands down and then lift your arms back up. Lots of ways to modify. Arms and hands still a little ways apart. We'll inhale, coming up nice and strong through the sits bones. Exhale, release over to the side. Take a few breaths here. Feel the opening that you don't feel when we do twists, or excuse me, lateral stretches without a strap. Inhale to lift up, and then let's give our arms a rest. Roll our shoulders, move our hands and arms maybe in some manner. I like to press my biggest knuckles together in the hands and then twist to the side. Feel the release in the spine there. Good. Let's come back to our strap. This time as we inhale, we're going to lift our arms into a V. So when you're ready, once here, let's just breathe for a moment, holding our arms up over our head. Eventually, figure out how wide you need your hands on the strap to be able to move your arms all the way back behind you so that the strap lands up behind your hips. Inhale to lift it back up, straight up overhead. Exhale, brings it down in front. Let's do this 3 or 4 more times at your pace when you're ready. Breathing in to lift, breathing out to lower. All right. Let's come into some sort of, let's twist from side to side. I wanted to say some sort of counter pose. Twisting from side to side will help here. And let's take the strap also, and let's try twisting using the arm that's closest to the back of the wall behind you. And we'll go from side to side, twisting here. Letting each hand and arm lead. Slowing down the movement, slowing down the breath. Let's do a little eye yoga here. Next time you move your hands to twist the opposite direction, keep your eyes going in the other direction until you have to move them. And then sweep right across your field of view and look towards the hand that's behind you again. This time, we'll twist the hands and body first, leaving the head where it is till it starts to move. And then once it stops moving, we'll move just the eyes and then begin to sweep the chin to look towards the back hand. All right, let's remove the strap. And let's come on or into table pose. Using your prop to cushion your knees. So once in table here, let's do Dogs. Wrists a little wider than shoulder distance, thumbs pointing toward each other, feet flat or toes tucked under, doesn't matter. Let's start with some cat-cows, rounding the spine, just like we did seated, and then arching the back, letting the navel lift as high as we can get it, and then release as low as it'll go. Back and forth. Let's bring our spine now to neutral. Tuck under the toes, and we'll come up into downward facing dog. Breathe here in down dog. Maybe lift and lower your heels, pedal, walking the dog. Maybe you're coming up onto your toes and then releasing your heels. Maybe you're stretching your calves more. Maybe you want to get your shoulders in here by reaching your chest towards your thighs. When you need to, release those knees down, sink the hips down and back, release the chest and head forward, come into child's pose, resting child's pose. Child's pose is uncomfortable for you, try puppy dog. Same or similar pose. This time the hips are lifted above the knees. Chest is still draped and perhaps even more open as you widen your elbows and sort of turn your underarms towards the floor. Lots of little cues here can make all the difference in a full body yoga practice. Hoping you're finding balance, connection, and grounding today. Let's inhale, coming back up to our table, and let's begin that short flow again of downward dog to child's pose. So as you come up into downward facing dog, maybe on an inhale, stretch there, just like you were the first time. And if you'd like, you can then move on to pressing into one foot and lifting the heel up towards the sky, keeping the hips square, but don't worry about any bend in your knee. Releasing when you want, maybe switching sides, maybe skipping, lifting the back leg all together. Exhale when you're ready, coming down into either child's pose or puppy dog to rest. Part of being gentle and winding down is moving more slowly and balancing work with rest. Take a few deep breaths. When you're ready, come up again. Find your downward facing dog. Find your three-legged dog. Find your wild thing if you'd like. Wild thing lifts the heel of one leg, opens the hip, bending the knee, drawing the heel behind you. And if that is how you want to stretch, go ahead and do that. If you want to continue to walk the dog, whenever you want, come back into your child's pose or your puppy dog pose and take a few breaths. On the next inhale, lift yourself back up to your table. And let's come up to a standing position. If you'd like to use a downward facing dog, please do. If you'd like to step one foot forward, lifting the body with the back leg and foot, that's fine as well. All right. I like to include a little bit of standing in my wind down classes, but I'm really working to provide a slower, more gentle standing sequence I'm going to grab my water real quick. I'm trying to hydrate. It's been hard to do that the last few days with my schedule. I hope you have something near you to hydrate with too. Stretch, my sidekick here, is going to help us with this next flow. First, let's find our mountain, pressing our feet hip distance apart or wherever it's comfortable, making sure our toes are in line with our heels. We don't want toes out like this, and we don't want toes pointing in toward each other either. We want front to back, the heels and toes aligned. Great. So now press through both feet. We're going to stand here for a moment. Mountain can be one of the most difficult yoga poses because of issues with our backs, issues with our knees or hips, ankles, you name it. Standing can be painful. So let's try to use our ability to flex the muscles that we need to use, figure out where we need to release some effort, some energy towards certain areas, and where are we able to relax and release. The feet should be fairly relaxed and released on the top, but then on the bottom, they're really holding on and they're active. Feel your leg muscles wrapping around the bones. All right, let's, with our hands down our side, down by our side or on our hips, let's bend into one knee, lifting the heel up off the mat. And let's lower and lift the heel, kind of do a pumping action here. All right, next time your knee is bent, the heel is lifted, keep it there and arch that foot and leg out to the side, 90 degrees. Point your knee back behind you towards that wall. Feel all of the muscles in the side thigh here engage strongly, right? Now we can stay here or we can move the foot in. Let our heel touch up it somewhere against the standing leg. We're headed to tree. So if you'd like, you can toe tap, keeping the heel connected to the standing leg, lift and lower the toes, and see if you have the balance this afternoon to come into a tree. If you'd like, you can easily use a chair. I highly recommend it. If your balance doesn't allow you to stand freely on one leg, and there can be a number of reasons why, no need to worry about the reason. Just use something in your immediate surroundings to help you feel what that pose is like. And I find that's the most beneficial way to make yoga your own, is by allowing yourself the props that you need so that you can experience the pose in the way you're supposed to. And we can all be somewhere to experience that. Doesn't matter where we are. I think that's an important part of our yoga practice. All right, let's release tree here. Coming back into our mountain, let's inhale our arms up, sun breath. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Good. Let the upper body hang, let the head and arms hang. Hands can be on the floor. We can even easily use blocks here at whatever height helps us support ourselves best. Let's inhale, come halfway up. Straighten the knees, hands come to the legs somewhere. Exhale, deeply fold forward again. Inhale, press down through both feet, lift up through your torso, arms and hands come up overhead, palms together. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, wonderful. From here, let's come into tree on the opposite side. So bend the opposite knee, and we're going to lift and lower that heel. Just coming onto the toes, toe bed in the toes, and then onto the whole foot. Sort of let the foot loosen here. Next time the knee's bent, we're going to turn that leg out to the side. Keep the toes here, separated, both feet about hip distance apart, or bring it on in. Knee tracks back behind you so you feel that stretch in the side body. Hips are both facing, forward. We can grow our branches. Forgot to do that on the other side. I hope you didn't forget. And you can place the foot wherever you'd like. Nice. Exhale, releasing slowly everything to the floor. Let's come into another forward fold and half forward fold sequence. Inhaling the arms up overhead as you're ready. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Let the upper body hang here. Pressing all four corners of your feet into the floor. Good. Inhale, come halfway up, straighten the knees. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, release forward again. Inhale, press down through both feet. Lift up through your torso. Hands, palms come together. Exhale, heart center. All right, let's walk the feet out wide. I'm going to keep my blocks in front of me. I may need them. We're coming into a wide angle forward fold. So you want to walk the feet out wide enough you can feel a slight stretch. I don't feel very much of a stretch here at all, but I'm comfortable with my feet this distance apart. So wherever you happen to be is where you are. Let's let it go and inhale our arms up as high as we can. Exhale, nose dive, forward fold. Bend your knees, bend your elbows, come into a wide angle forward fold. Hang here for a moment. Notice how the inside of the thighs get a nice stretch here. You can even rock your hips a little from side to side. Give your thighs a little more of a stretch. Keeping your breath slow and even through these little mini vinyasa flows, very gentle vinyasa flows. All right, let's come back to center with our hips and shoulders. We'll press down as we lift up on an inhale, coming all the way up to standing, hands up overhead, and then hands down to the heart on the exhale. All right, from here, let's walk our feet together, heel toe, heel toe. Come back to our mountain pose. Let's take a moment in mountain, either bringing the hands to the chest or keeping them by your side. Let's move into a sequence called morning greeting. It's obviously the afternoon, but that's okay. We're winding down, and this is an excellent standing wind down sequence you can do in your kitchen as you're microwaving your dinner or boiling your pasta or whatever you're making, rice. And it'll help you stretch, get a little more oxygen into your lungs by slowing down your breath, get your brain invigorated, your body invigorated. And then it's those little, moments where we can gently invigorate ourselves that help us sleep better at night. So let's get started. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to the heart. We're not moving our legs at all here. Take a couple breaths. Standing in mountain the whole time. Next, exhale, stretch your hands forward, gaze is forward. Inhale, release your hands away from each other, draw them out and back. Lift the chin, open the chest, arch the back. Exhale, lower the chin towards the chest. Hands come back together, you're looking down. Inhale, gaze comes back up as hands come to your heart, prayer pose. Exhale, releases your arms by your side. Let's do that a couple more times, shall we? At your own pace, if you're ready to go by yourself, taught this before. Let's inhale, lifting the arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, pause moving. Exhale, release your hands forward. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, hands to heart. Exhale, arms down by your side. One more time, we'll inhale our arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, pause. Exhale, forward. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, heart. Exhale, release. All right, let's make our way down to the mat in a squat. Let's step the feet out wide, a little bit wider than shoulder. And just take a moment to feel into your mountain pose with the feet in a slightly different position. We'll begin to release our hips, bending our knees. We can reach our hands in front, maybe one in front, one behind. And if this is not comfortable for you, come right out of it, releasing your hips to the floor. Don't worry if you can't press your heels into the floor. You can press your hands together. And then come on down to the floor. Sometimes the times he plans to play don't coincide with the time that I have to play with him. We're going to come down to our back through boat. So let's sit up nice and tall through each sit bones, really pressing that portion of our body into the floor, feet as well, pressing down. Let's find some length and extension. We can use our hands to support us here, maybe draw them underneath the knees. Go ahead and lean back and just sort of feel your body kind of come to this little ledge. You're holding your core here, tightening those spaces. And we'll lift one foot, pressing through that heel, and then releasing. We'll lift the opposite foot, pressing through the heel, and then we'll release. Let's do that again, one more time on each side. And then see if you'd like to lift both feet. If you wouldn't, just go ahead and come on down to the mat, lifting both feet in boat. Try to press through both heels. Find the extension in your upper body, lifting up and back, letting your abdomen do the work. Then releasing slowly towards the floor. Letting yourself come onto the mat fully. Bending both knees towards the sky and then drawing the knees towards the chest. Coming into a seed pose here. Let's wiggle the toes. Point and flex the feet. Roll the ankles. Nice. And then let's grab our strap. Draping the strap across our midsection. Draw the right knee only in towards the chest, wrapping the strap around that foot, extending the foot to the sky, and then releasing the hands along the strap till the elbows touch the floor. Let's inhale, lengthening this leg, and then exhale, drawing the knee toward us. And breathe. Inhale and bring the heel back up over the hip. Switch both straps to the right hand, bend that right elbow, and release the right foot out to the side. Some people like to release the left knee here. If you have the left leg straight, that's fine too. You're pressing your sacrum, both sides, evenly into the mat. Squared towards the ceiling is your chest and your hips. Some people like to extend the left arm way out. Let's inhale, bringing that right foot back up over the right hip. Exhale, let's switch straps to the opposite hand, and let's come into a revolved twist here. So we're going to lift that right hip up off the mat. Right foot can come all the way to the floor, or we can set up a block for the foot to come to and let the block hold that leg up. You might want to stretch your right arm out wide like a wing. Both shoulders evenly pressing into the floor. Let's inhale now. Right foot comes up over right hip again. We'll bend deeply through that knee, release the strap, and let's switch to the opposite side. This time, left foot extends into the air. Elbows relaxed on the floor. Inhale, lifting the heel of the foot without lifting the sacrum here. Exhale, drawing your foot towards you. Exhale, moving the heel up over the hip. Switching the strap just to the left hand, bending the left elbow, and drawing that left foot out sideways. Feeling heavy in that right side. Let's inhale, lifting the foot towards the ceiling. Switching the straps to the left hand. Let's straighten that right leg, stretch. And let's find that revolved twist on the opposite side. Breathing here. Take one more breath. And then on your next inhale, we'll lift that left foot up, bend deeply through the knee, remove the strap. Let's bring both feet to the floor. And let's begin some windshield wipers, left to right. Arms can be at your sides, like cactus arms. Releasing the knees side to side. Next time your knees are up towards the center, let's draw the knees to the chest, wrap the arms around the legs, and let's rock from side to side. Let's come back to center, and we'll let the feet float down to the floor. Inhale, lift up your right foot towards the ceiling. You can use a strap if you need to. We won't be here long. Let's point and flex, wiggle the toes. And then bend that right knee out to the side, bringing the heel or ankle on top of the opposite knee. And let's move into figure 4 here. Let's press into our thigh, sort of pumping or pulsating this knee. We can keep our hand pressure, palm pressure on this thigh, stay in stillness here, or we can lift the left foot up, interlace our fingers behind that leg, or grab our strap, wrap it around both legs. Maybe press the right knee and thigh away as you draw the left leg in. And let's press through the heel of the right foot. Maybe move the left foot, wiggle the toes. Let's exhale, releasing the legs, uncrossing them. And let's come into reclined butterfly for a moment. Maybe you grab your blocks, placing them under your thighs, under your knees, wherever it makes sense to you to get support. And take a few breaths here, arms by your side in cactus shape, or on top of your legs, maybe underneath your legs to provide more support. On the next inhale, let's lift our knees towards the sky. And then on the next inhale, lift up that left foot, reach it towards the stars, point and flex, roll the ankle, wiggle the toes. And then bend out that left knee, bring the foot to the right knee. We'll pull, not pull, that's a very bad choice of words, my apology. We won't even push, we'll just gently pressure, put some pressure on that thigh. If you want to think of pulling your knee toward you to just get that deeper stretch, think of it that way. Maybe staying here in stillness, or lifting the right foot this time, maybe using the strap again around the leg structure, drawing the ankle part of the lifted foot, the most lifted foot, the one towards your chest, toward you, while drawing the knee away, feeling that stretch there. Letting ourselves wind down. Let's press through the left heel this time. Keep that leg active. And let's get the right foot kind of moving around, wiggling, circling. And on your next exhale, we'll go ahead and release the legs. Let them float down, uncross. And let's take our block and get it by our side here. We need one. Your stack of books works too. Let's bring both knees into our chest, wrap our arms around our legs. We'll rock from side to side for a moment or two. Noticing the tissues pressing into the floor as you rotate the body. You're rotating which tissues are pressing in the most. Let's come back to center. We'll release our feet to the floor. Feet float down. Our block is next to us. We can take it in our hand. We'll press into our feet to lift or peel our hips up off the mat. And we're going to slide that block lengthwise right underneath the plate of your sacrum, that bone that's flat and rectangular, right below your lumbar spine where you arch your back, but above your tailbone. And we're just going to gently lay our body down on that. And we can walk our feet out wide, bring our knees together, keeping the knees bent. We can straighten the legs here. We can straighten one leg, keep one knee bent. Can come into reclined butterfly even here. As soon as you're comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Start to deepen your breath again. Let's go back into the pranayama of using a deeper exhale, extending the exhale longer than your inhales, counting if you need to achieve that goal. Letting your body kind of drape over your stack of books or block. Seeing if you can relax your legs as much as possible. Maybe turn your toes out to the sides if the knees are straight. Relaxing and releasing here. Slowing down each exhale. Letting this restorative practice help you release and wind down. Setting the tone for your evening. Having worked enough that you'll sleep better tonight. Take 3 to 5 more breaths here. If your knees are straight, go ahead and bend up through each leg. Bring your feet to the floor. Peel your hips up off the mat and gently remove that block, slowly setting hips and spine down in one unit. And let's bring our knees into our chest one last time, really feeling that roundness and fullness of the spine behind you. Let's let our feet float down to the mat, and we're going to grab our tennis ball and one block. We'll place the block lengthwise again, just like we did underneath our sacrum. And we're going to place the ball right in the center of that block. We'll place both props behind the head, and the ball goes right in the center, right below the occipital bone. We can place the ball there and release the head against the ball, right in the center. Stretch the back of your neck long. pressing down through the feet, keeping your sacrum rooted to the floor. Eyes can be opened or closed. Let's begin to rock the head from left to right. If it's easier to hold on to the tennis ball, do that. We're not really moving the tennis ball, we're moving our head from side to side, releasing the tension that builds up here in the back of the head, in the neck, upper shoulders. And you might try to play with where the tennis ball is. You may want to start moving the tennis ball a little bit from side to side. Just going straight across the muscles that hold up the head, that surround the throat, neck, especially in the back here, ones we're targeting. Helping our body release the myofascial tissue behind us here, the back of our head. Maybe making circles with your nose. Enjoying this cool down period. Where we're just working this one small part of our body. And when you're ready to release, go ahead and remove the ball, remove the block. We'll set our head gently down on the mat. Let's come into our favorite twist. So you could use both knees, roll them over to one side, lifting the opposite hip. You can straighten one leg, bend through one knee, and just do a one knee twist. See what your body feels like doing today and settle yourself into a shape where both shoulders can press evenly into the mat. Your chest and face, shoulders are square to the stars, but your knees are bent. We can look in the opposite direction to the knees, making the side that we're looking toward heavy, pressing into the floor with as much of the arm and the hand as possible. Opposite hand, I like to rest on top of the top knee. And we'll breathe here. More of a yin pose here. Use your deeper exhale breathing if you find your mind wandering a lot. On the next inhale, let's bring our chin back to center. Let's come out of the twist, whether it was one-legged or two, and let's roll over to the opposite side, situating our body maybe in the exact opposite way. Releasing, relaxing into this shape. Looking away from the bent knee. 100% comfortable on the floor. Perhaps using that extended exhale breath to keep part of your mind just a little busy, preventing it from wandering. Take a couple more breaths here. And then as you're ready, center your chin, begin to come out of the twist and settle into a comfortable Shavasana shape. Feel free to bring your blanket under your head. Enjoy relaxing on the floor, on your mat, in whatever position is comfortable for you. Closing down the eyes. Take 3 to 5 extended exhales. And when you're ready to move, go ahead and walk both feet up onto the floor if they're not already. Roll over onto one side. We'll press up away from the floor and the mat. Find a comfortable seated position. Releasing the arms down by your side. Inhaling the arms up overhead. Palms come together. We'll exhale the hands straight down to the heart. Closing the eyes, releasing the chin to the chest. To bow to the divine that's found in each one of us. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Inhale to lift your chin, flutter open your eyes, release your hands, and thank you all so much for joining me for a nice, gentle wind down practice. Have a great evening, and I'll see you next time.